fools, no show, we're kidding. No refunds. Yeah, thanks for Hey, for all this drapery, well done. Just waiting on our last PLC. All right. If all I gotta do is to get an applause to stand out here, we're gonna have a fun night. Well, I'm gonna have a fun night. All right, well, greetings. Thanks for being here. Welcome to the show. I'm, to be honest, a little nervous. There's like a lot of you here. So, you know, most of the time when you see me in the space, some of you know I'm in the space and I'll be dancing in a corner working on my robot moves as greatly as I can. Not bad. I actually do watch the YouTube videos, right? But, you know, I prefer to be back there, you know, than up here in front of everybody. But, you know, the show must go on. And this show is about fools. And fools are about comfort zones. So, I might as well step out of my comfort zone by stepping out of these pants. And slipping into something more befitting of the evening. Good, got me a moment, will you please? I've got to do things. It's not how memories. Yesterday's practice, we worked on that for an hour and a half. Ta-da! Ta-da! I still feel a fool, but at least I looked the part, right? Yes. So, let's begin again. Greetings, good people, and welcome to the 5 phases of the fool, lecture and dance wave. I am your host, Professor Jester, at your service. Did you just say lecture? Oh, surprise! We have bamboozled you to come to our informational, educational, mythological, PowerPoint presentation. It's happening. It is a considerably less sexy title than ritual theater as our flyer professed, but you have to do what you have to do to get you through the door. Here you are. Thank you. So, rest assured, however, we shall have the great good fortune to shake our bells and stretch our souls to our very own minstrel of the evening, Maestro Morphonic. But first, do please make yourself at ease, sit back, be relaxed, comfortable. Let us all take a breath together, yes? A breath? That was very good. I don't like saying the word yummy, but that was yummy, so let's do it again, yeah? Now we're into lush territory, my gosh. I will stop now, otherwise we just... Okay. The loo is back there. There's only one of them. The stage is up here. This is where the presentation will be. Please, do not mix those two up. Thank you. Now, before we begin proper, we must have some disclaimers to set the container, yes? Great. We are indeed going to be talking about the archetype and several sub-archetypes of that wholly ignominious, sometimes ingenious, and rather ubiquitous fool that mischievous scoundrel who pops up time and time again throughout oh so many cultures and oh so many ages, from the pre-Neolithic to the postmodern kitsch pop. Now, as within any dalliance within the domain of comparative mythology, we shall be drawing our references from various cultural incarnations of that miscreant scam. And although the food is about reverence, it is with the utmost of reverence we have cultivated our craft. In fact, we have an excellent brochure for you where we have listed all of our resources. That is still on my computer, because I spent all my time learning how to use that blasted sewing machine to make this damn breechcloth. I'm not kidding, the sewing machine. It is a wily beast. I have a new mortal enemy. My name is Bobbin. No. Shake it off. Disclaimer number 2. Although the food is often about silliness, as it should be, it is often about boundaries and crossing them, and what happens after we cross them. And although there is a madness to our method, and vice versa, we cannot promise that no fools will be harmed throughout the course of the evening. I mean, it's right there on the card. There's the fool, there's the cliff, there's the little dog flailing her little paws, trying to get the fool's attention because they are precariously close to disaster. So what happens next? Well, sometimes the fool gets lucky and grace and innocence carry them on their way, none the wiser. But other times, we fall over the edge, and then things get really hectic. You'll see. And it is at these moments, these crisis and crescendo moments, that we shall call pause, like the little dog pause, wherein all of us, we shall pause like Pause the movie pause. You get what I'm getting at this? Some of you are. We'll see. If we do not pause at these crisis and crescendo moments, then we may discover what it truly means to be a fool. And we should have listened to that dog. But where's the fun in that? For the fool is about adventure and going on one, a leap of faith into the great unknown. The hero's journey has got to start somewhere, and every true journey begins not at the number 1, but at 0. For from nothing comes everything, or something like that. But I'm getting ahead of myself, and I wouldn't want to lose my head now, would I? That's called foreshadowing. Disclaimer number 3. And the final one. I've been patient. Sometimes if I hit the wrong button, it does the light. So if anybody gets blasted, it's the will of this thing. So let me try that again. Ha! The food is about a certain cheekiness. So it is very difficult to cover the material with anything less than a robust PG-13 rating. So, things might get a little bawdy, a tad freaky, and kind of crude. So if your own prudish sensibilities do become provoked, fair enough, you've been warned. The loo's out there, the shit's up here. Any questions? No? Good. On with the show. Please. So, now we're definitely officially beginning. Introduction to the archetype of the fool. If the fool only persisted in their folly, they would become wise. So saith Master William Blake. We shall see, old dandy, we shall see. For the fool is about what we see and what we do not see. What we know and what we do not know. Who we are and who we've yet to become. For the fool plays in the space between truth and fiction, between perception and misperception, between the sacred and the profane, between a darn good time and a broken limb. They are our taboo breakers, our mischief makers, our challengers of the status quo, our champions of carpe diem, carpe ora, carpe minuta, carpe secunda, all the copies. They are our mirrors. Funhouse, cracked, or all too clear, for they reveal to us the fine line between seeing and believing, between reflection and projection. Making nonsense of sense and sense of nonsense is the decree of the holy fool, for as are contrarians, they are the anomaly to normality that serve to remind us of the malleability of reality. I'm so happy you clapped. I wrote that line and I was like, oh, you're going to say that in front of people? And we just started. So, I got him laughing back there too, which is a good sign. Right, so, let me see where I am. You do that kind of ad-libbing bit. The director's like, no ad-libbing, no ad-libbing. Yeah, well, we can take nothing for granted in this life when fools abound. And fools are always around. I mean, seriously, just look around. Look at yourselves. They're everywhere, right? I'm not judging, and just saying. So for all those reasons and more, we love them. And we loathe them. At least we should be wary of them, for we cannot escape them. For the fool has a seat at the table of the very gods since the very beginning, so we might as well set a place for them too, yes? Speaking of beginnings, as I was saying before, the fool begins the hero's quest. But before all those trials and treasure which measure our hero, the humble fool must go on a journey of their very own, within the various facets of their very own contrarian nature. 5 facets we have distilled. 5 phases of the fool. So, let us begin again for the, I think, 4th time, with the first phase of the fool. Oh, and there they are now, our simple fool. Bushy-tailed, here now in the present. No past, no future, no forward, no backward, no guile, all the while seeing the world anew with each and every footfall upon the fragrant, burgeoning earth. If stopping to smell the flowers is not just some plucky idiom, it's a gosh-darn way of life for the simple fool. And if ignorance were bliss, why our simple fool would dwell in 7th heaven. Hello? Well, but where they do not dwell, nor do they wholly understand, is Darwinian modernity within complex society. Endearingly clumsy, but a clumsy fool nonetheless, they may be caught, snared, unawares, within the many volatile dispositions of the masses.
Hey, you! Hey, move! Yeah, you! Move!
No, you don't! Move out of the way! You're blocking the show!
Hey, come on, watch my stuff. Come on now, what are you, some kind of schmuck?
Yeah, doofus!
You twit?
Nitty!
Dummy!
Idiot!
Jeez.
Pause.
That's not fair.
Our first crisis and crescendo moment. And a heartbreaking one at that. We warned you, fools will be harmed. So, let us take a breath. And assess the situation. All too easy, if the motley mob had their way, they would turn the simple fool into the scapegoat. Such an easy target to project all shadows upon, yes? And in other more unseemly tales, this scene unfolds to a tragic end. Alas, do not fear. Our play here tonight is ultimately a comedy, not a tragedy. And yet, here we are, yes. And yet, here we are at a crisis, nonetheless. But every crisis is a crossroad, and every crossroad has a choice. And so, therefore, so does our simple fool. So what is their choice? Do they internalize the malice of the mob and take such abuse out on themselves.
Why can't I do anything right?
Or do they unleash their own rage and tear down those who would tear them down?
I'm not the fool, you're the fool!
But ultimately, our simple fool is pure of heart. And if they could have their way, the whole of the world will be smiling with them, just as it had been doing mere moments ago.
You can't laugh at me, because I know how to laugh at myself.
And thus, the clown was born. Unabashed, bold, brazen buffoonery by the bushel, it is the clown who seizes these moments of degradation and owns that shit now! Dignitaries of the delirious, ambassadors of the absurd, emissaries of embarrassment. It is the clown who shows us all how ridiculous all of this really is, themselves most of all. I mean, we both. We fart. We toot our own horns. Sometimes twice a day. What's there not to laugh at? And yet there are more to these antics than the mere indulgence of our bodily dispositions, for laughter is the best medicine, and the clown is a most proficient physician. No? Oh! Yeah, now you got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense to me. Oh, great. Well, like many a true healer, the clown is a creature of emotion, and yet they exaggerate this strange human phenomena for all to see. Oh, say, can you see? Seriously, can you see? We tried really hard with these fucking chairs. It was a nightmare. Yes. Wow. Thank you for the applause, because, yes. They do something, they inflate, like many a bulbous balloon, they inflate our emotions to distorted proportions. Right. Yeah. So we could feel them, and we could face them in all their stark awkwardness. Now let's show them. Yes? All right. So, you're going to do what the clown does. Yes? This is the audience participation. Yes. Do what the clown does. Ready? There are happy clowns. There are sad clowns. There are silly clowns. Yes, and there are mad clowns. And there are also...
Don't do it!
Oh, hey! It's my old friend Birdie. He helped keep me sane during lockdown. I'm not kidding.
Don't do it!
Do what, Birdie?
Show a scary clown! And that means you are going to show a scary clown and give us nightmares for weeks.
I want to do something like that. I'm sorry, folks, it's all part of the trope. Here's a puppy clown to take the edge off. Alright, where's Birdie? Hey man, where's the clown? I'm trying to do something here. Not yet. I'm trying to do something here. Please send in the clown. In here, man. Pause. The clown is about the indulgence of our humors after all, but at what point does a jaunty lack of discretion devolve into flagrant debauchery? I think we're looking at it. And if the clown continues down this deviant's path, foregoing all roads to civility, decorum, and decency, well then she may stray, dare I say, ever further down another sort of path. A sociopath.
Hey, who you call an empath? I feel everything. I feel funny.
Again. But deep down, the clown craves the mirth of others, not the pity nor the scorn. So if this poor fool mustered up just a sprinkle of dignity, a dash of vanity, and just a pinch of wit, why, they may raise themselves up to the lofty position of the jester. Thank you, Madame Clown. So we write these things, and I just couldn't wait for that moment. It was, you're going to be in a wheelbarrow humping a pink gorilla, yes? You're cool with that? Depth of limb? Whoa. I said this was PG-13. Cotton candy. Anyway. Jester. Thank you. Deft of limb and quick of wit, the jester serves as both entertainer and critic. Sharp tongue, shrewd mind, adroit antics, patchwork style, garish charm. The jester delights in amusing others almost as much as he delights in amusing himself. Sometimes twice a day. With high scores in dexterity, intelligence, and charisma, the jester is particularly adept at getting into and out of precarious predicaments. Just you wait. With jingling bells and juggling balls, or whilst espousing twisty prose, the jester flirts with our fancy while he courts disaster, all just to garner our glee. And yet, there is more to this fool than mere amusement. For if pride comes before the fall, then it is the jester's civic duty to point out the myriad of vanities that harangue us, especially those of us who sit in more comfortable chairs than others, like you. Are you comfortable?
Oh, yes.
Can I get you anything? Okay, we are watching you. With words like swords, the jester wields verbs to cut the highfalutin down to size. And yet it is the king who heeds his courtly fool, lest he make a fool of himself. You see, for not only the jester can tell the emperor that he's not wearing any clothes, he may also tell him that if he keeps using blunt military force for territorial expansion, he may very well incur an insurgency, which may very well escalate to a bloody fucking swell war. Where is Rasputin when you need him? History fans, Rasputin? I got one hand on the back, thank you. Now you see, the jester can get away with these robust rebukes, for he is quite adept at a bevy of other beguiling skills. He is a juggler. He's a jongleur. It means the same thing. He's a contortionist, he's an acrobat, a minstrel, a troubadour, the list goes on and on and on. Such a prolific portfolio can be quite profitable for the good folk who are willing to fork over good coin to avoid the one thing none of us can stand. Their in-laws. Yeah, bad joke, don't laugh. It's boredom. None of us like to fucking be bored, right? And yet I sense a little boredom even amongst you, my good people. Fair enough. I've prattled on and on a bit, voraciously loquacious as I can be. So perhaps I share some other skill of mine, Well, alas again, I am no juggler, and definitely not a contortionist. That's as high as this leg goes. Again, I'm not kidding. And you won't catch me on a unicycle, very uncouth things. But I am a bit of a minstrel. So, do you fancy a tune? I think 3 of you do, that's okay. I'm going to want to sing, but if a few more of you wanted to hear the tune, that would be sweet. Now you're patronizing me, I don't know which is more uncomfortable than the other. Maestro, a key please. And Queen of Ashbulia. Sir, good madam, it is an honor to be amongst your magnanimous presence, but what brings you to such a revolt affair?
It is good for the king to be seen amongst his people, having fun. Yes. So here we are now. Entertain us.
Have a seat, any word you like.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, wait, all stand right at the stage next. Yes, it's good to be the king. Yes.
It is.
Right. Well, I was just about to sing a song for the good people, but perhaps I shall serenade you instead. It will be delightful. I promise. I have a keen pitch. Me, 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 me. One more time. Me, me, me. I'll get there. I promise. You got me?
Carry on.
Thank you. Maestro, a key, please. Thank you. Oh, the king is a mighty fool. The king is a mighty fool. If he thinks that he is above all the rules, then the king is a mighty fool. There are jesters, jokers, tricksters and clowns, quipsters and pranksters, fools all around, a buffoon, a swoon, a nincompoop, a ninny, a nitwit, a jape, or a rube, but even a dunce punchinello ain't got nothing on this here fellow, because the king is a mighty fool. The king is a mighty fool. If he thinks that he could hoard all the jewels, then the king is a mighty fool.
Very amusing. I am laughing with my people.
What, your people? His people? I thought you were young people. All right, first two. The king often fears to lose his crown. Played with these doubts when he put his boot down on our necks with taxes breaking our back. Plead not each try while here's a snack. Emergency powers to steal the hour. He worships his warships while we're under attack. Commandeering our needs from sprout to sprocket while he blasts up into space in his giant cock rocket. Quick train the coffers and make it snappy. You'll own nothing and he'll be happy. Saddle us all with 1,000-pound yoke. I may be the comedian, but he is the joke. The The king is a mighty fool! King is a mighty fool! If he thinks the good people should be his chools, then the king is a mighty fool!
Watch yourself, knave.
What, my... Sir, I assure you, I'm at your service. These plebs, no offense, they must be placated. They are a fickle and ornery lot, again, no offense, and need to be sated and distracted, else their ire will turn on you, good sire. It's your bread and circus bit, and since I am no worthy baker, I amuse you as I can. Keep looking this way. I assure you, this is no easy task, because many amongst this rabble are both dense and dotard. You may take offense, I've called you down.
Very well, I will suffer your tomfoolery.
Suffer? Moi? I assure you, sir, this is the stuff of high caliber. Suffer. Not as much as we suffer your stench, eh? I digest, it's what I do. Suffer. Very well, third verse. With breath as bad as a badger's ass and fetid pits how we kill a giraffe, he's dull and daft and full of gas. We'll just see who has the last laugh. He stinks and he drinks much more than he thinks. His bloated speech is gorged to the brink. And you know I know why his beard is so thick. He's obviously compensating for a teeny weeny. Halt! Say, I was going to say stick. Look at your scepter, it's so small, teeny weeny. Somebody, anybody, get this majestic monarch a wand worthy of his stature. Actually, it definitely looks like he's overcompensating for his teeny weeny dick now.
Off with his head!
Wait, what, my head? There's one other talent many just to possess. They're quick on their feet, so I'm sorry, folks, that's all. The show's over. Refunds at the door.
No, guards!
Oh, shit, that's us all.
Hey!
Okay. Oh, shitters. Oh, shitters. I'm very rough. Okay, wait, shitters. Wait. Pause. Fucking pause. Yes. You move over here. You move over at the wall. You move here. You move where? That is huge. Yes. Oh. I seem to have gotten myself in a precarious predicament. It's funny, just like 3 minutes ago I was boasting how we jesters like to get into and out of precarious predicaments, so I think we call that irony. Whew. So, how to get out of this one? I think I need a breath. Care to join me? In the name of self-preservation, I may sniffle and grovel for some grace. But such a humiliation feels wholly unfitting of one of my panache. Oh. Thank you. So what else to do? Perhaps if I fully unfurl this wicked tongue of mine and indeed manipulate your mood. Turn your ire against this sire, perhaps a little bit of slander, call him a liar, dig up some dirt to tarnish his luster, go back to some old tweets he posted in a stupor. You'll be so busy shouting off with his head, he'll forget all about mine. But that would make me no better than a kingslayer. And there's venomous and untrustworthy thing, and ultimately, I am a trustworthy servant of the muse. Besides, all that politicking sounds like much too much responsibility for one of my laissez-faire. If I wanted a real job, I'd become a mother. Shout out to the mogs, for real, I mean it. So, no, what to do? You know what? I relent. Live by the jest, die by the jest. But not because of any decree from this gauche king who would not know a good quip if it came up and bit him on the rump. No. I accept my fate, for I have regressed to that most base of comedic tactics. I made fun of someone for their appearance, the whole tiny dick joke thing. That's not cool. Such crude, lewd, and cruel humor is wholly beneath one of my refined wit and talents. Such shame-laden indignities are all too clever, none too clever, and all too easy. Quite simply, they are low-hanging fruit. Speaking of low-hanging fruit, have you seen the king's balls? They're all the way down to... No, I relent. Accept my fate. Off with my head. Unpause.
Off with his head!
Come on.
Head.
Come on.
Oh, jeez. Again, very rough. It really is teeny-weeny. The queen keeps a magnifying glass by the nightstand, right next to the tweezers. Trickster, but he'll just find a new one, good as new, right as rain. Is it safe?
Is it ever?
Good point. Looking frisky, all stitched together. The trickster is a patchwork creature, insatiably mischievous, with a penchant for peril, a lust for revelry, and a loathing of water. Well, I told you the Lou was back there. A child of the moon, the trickster, too, is a shapeshifter, morphing from one incarnation to another as he conjures one calamity after another. For every trickster knows that creation emerges from destruction, so he might as well give it a swift kick in the ass and help it all along. Mind your absolutes, for absolutes invite tricksters, and no rigid thing is safe from their meddling, being like your favorite mug. It was. Right when I said I'm going to do a play about tricksters, this thing broke. It's the mascot. What else breaks? Your cars break, your phones, your bones, your kids' bones. Mighty towers, mighty empires, mighty egos, dogmas, all those systems, all those isms, all the time, all right to be smashed by the trickster's stick. All hail the great transmuter. Ow!
Yeah.
Legion through the eons, the tricksters have plagued the gods and the humans alike. There was Coyote, who stole fire. There was Raven, who also stole fire. And there was Spider, who stole the sun to get fire. I'm sensing a theme. There was the nine-tailed kitsune and the black-feathered tengu, all haunting the forest of the land of the rising sun. There is the heyoka of the desert and the anansi of the savannah, all prowling the shadows, defying the gods in their audacious claim that they are the sole controllers of creation. For every trickster knows creation is a thing wholly out of control. Just look around. But when these gods of dynasty, or destiny, or industry boast so loud and claim this world as their very own, well, I believe it's time for a rude awakening. It is time to unleash the tricksters. when he breaks a most sacred thing, sometimes the heart of his very own mother. Surely even he recognizes what he's done. But in his fury and in his defiance, will he indulge his frenzy further?
I'm not quite done with my fun. I've broken the moon. Next, I'll break the sun.
But this is a crooked path. And such a trickster would be maniacal, vile, wicked. Wanton destruction with no hope of creation deserves no seat at the table of the gods. All this chaos and devastation just to hide the fact that he too harbors a broken heart. For deep down he remembers the pain from which he was born. Will he allow himself to feel this pain? This unending sorrow that permeates all of the world, the sorrow so deep that not even laughter can heal it. But feeling pain leads to grief, and grief leads to compassion, and compassion leads to forgiveness, and forgiveness leads to wholeness, even for a broken creature such as this. Equal parts, lamentation and exultation. The ancient howl harbors the notes of awe, grief, and longing. And in that heartfelt, heart-sick keening, the trickster transforms one other sacred theme, himself. And thus, the holy fool comes to be. Preaching to the animals, or a sadhu ascetic foregoing all luxury and convenience, the holy fool is... So, I'm in the flow here.
Thinks he knows more than he does, often speaks more than he should.
Is he
She who knows, but knows not that she knows, for she is asleep. Wake her. He who knows not, but knows that he knows not, for he is a student. Teach him. They who know, but know that they know, for they are wise. Listen to them. And she who knows not, but knows not that she knows not, for she is a fool. Be patient with them. Now, if you will repeat with me a most sacred of mantra. Oh, Tafu. Tafu. Lion. Lion. Oh, Tafu. Tafu. Lion. Lion. Oh, Tafu. Lion. Lion. Oh, Tafu. Lion. Oh, Tafu. Lion. Oh, Tafu. Lion.
I get it. You're saying that we're all fools.
But this is a discovery we must realize for ourselves, which is why you speak to us in parables.
To come to our own realizations, honor the fool in each of us.
Yes. And because you honor the fool in each of us, we must honor the fool in ourselves.
And each other.
Oh, holiest of fools! Thank you for this teaching. We honor you. We adore you. We bow to you. Oh, holiest of fools!
But I'm just a mere fool. Please, no, too much, too much. It's a little bit more.
You're this close to the edge. Yes. Sorry. It feels good, doesn't it, to be praised for your worth and adored for your skills, but to confuse the message with the messenger could make for a messy affair, or a messianic affair, as the case may be. And it is a slippery slope from the holy fool to the cult leader, the sham guru, the charlatan. We live in Asheville, you know. To feign the fool, to play wise, or to feel grand and glorified. Well, as we said before, pride before the fall. But for we do, and so we learn. And all those holy badges, all those foolish badges, of woulda, coulda, shoulda, and shouldn't-a, well, they're here to serve to remind us of the holy fool's simple message, that we are all indeed fools. We all fuck up. We get in over our heads. We take it a little too far, or not far enough. We are, quite plainly, naive, stubborn, clumsy things. Fools. So, tally-ho into the great mystery with us, yes? There's a catch. There's a catch. Because once we know we're a fool, we cannot pretend that that's all we are. No longer do we have the luxury to stumble and bumble our ways through life, oblivious to contrition and consequence. The story goes from not knowing to knowing, from innocence to experience again and again and again. So goes the great cycle of being. Now, a fool may claim liberation from such grandiose cycles like great cycles, you know. But with great freedom comes great responsibility. I told you this was a lecture. I am lecturing you. You came for the fart jokes. We teach what we need to learn. Responsibility, the ability to respond, to observe and reflect, to create our own stories, to choose our own adventures, to call pause when things get hectic and take a breath. No longer bound to the whims of the gods or the mobs or even our own innate folly. We are free to choose again and again and again who we are and who we wish to become. For the fool is about transformation.
Though I am a fool, I am not wholly a fool, and nor am I the only holy fool. For all fools are holy.
And if the fool embraces the gift and teaching from all of their incarnations,
Innocence and empowerment.
Humor and healing.
wit and temperance,
Thorough and reverent.
Transcendence and responsibility.
why then, their foolish journey is complete. Having persisted in their folly, the fool has indeed become wise. Like a wizard, or a sage, or a mage. Which brings us to the next card in the cycle, the mage. Oh, there we go. Card number 1. Interesting number. There are 15 sub-archetypes to the mage, 3 for each. Wait, what? Why am I pausing? Oh, so you're saying we need to integrate all of this knowledge and experience with some movement? Is that what you're saying? Okay, very good. Well then, I guess the show's over. Okay, 2 scenes. One ad-libbed, one's what's really gonna happen. The ad-lib is, the fool is about fucking up, that mug really broke, this morning a dish of my grandma's broke, like you cannot...
It's all my fault.
No, it's all mine. It's the clown, blame the clown. When in doubt, blame the clown. But we had a last second, literally like 6:15. Hey, 6:30 fucking fine. There was a, oh, where's our simple fool? Oh, our simple fool's not coming. Oh, somebody, anybody? So I was fortunate enough, I said, Maurice, you can have a +1, you're the DJ, and Maurice is +1. So, here's what's going to happen. Very briefly, I'll be very briefly. After this, we are going to indeed move and get into the real shenanigans with a set curated by our own Morphonic that shall explore the fool's journey that we just went on. But before that happens, we will need about 15 minutes to clean the room, stretch, sort ourselves out, maybe vomit. It's a lot. But so if you are departing at that moment, safe travels, blessed be you. We're glad you're here. And if you are sticking around, do take 15 minutes to take over your personal needs, stretch, come back in here. We will reset the container to do what we came here to do. So. There's only one loose, so you'll have to be patient. They say attention is the greatest gift that you can give. So we are genuinely most appreciative of yours.